Section 504 of the 1973 Rehabilitation Act was the first disability civil rights law to be enacted in the United States. It prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities in programs that receive federal financial assistance and set the stage for the enactment of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
I'm Emily Andrews Beatty, and I'm a life skills teacher at South High School.
My name is Kai Gray, and I am a special education teacher in the life skills program.
The life skills program is a federal setting 3 special education program that is geared towards students who have specific learning disabilities. We have 30 students in our program and 2 teachers, so there's 15 students on each caseload. And then if you think about SEAs who support those students, you have 2 per classroom, so we have 4 altogether.
A special education assistant's job is to help teachers manage their classrooms and to help their students manage their disabilities, which can include emotional and behavioral disorders, learning disabilities, developmental delays, social disorders, communication impediments, and physical handicaps.
Mercedes Walker, I'm one of the assistant principals here at South High School. So I am the administrator of special education in the building. I have been working with the life skills program since I got here 3 years ago. So they really are not only here to help students with special needs, but they're deeply embedded into our community here at South High School.
You should be able to build relationships with all students, right?
The ones that are the best are the ones who treat it as ultimately they're supporting the student they're assigned to, but they're going to help everyone around them.
If there becomes a vacancy, like an SEA vacancy, I would be the person that would kind of lead the interview team to hire new people as well. Having AEs and SEAs in the building to offer that extra, couple minutes and that relationship, it's integral to the work we do here. A lot of our SEAs are deeply included in the regular ed classrooms. So there are SEAs that have relationships with students who do not receive special ed services in the building. We have SEAs who volunteer their time to, help support different clubs and activities. One of our SEAs is the cheerleading coach. One of our, she also coaches gymnastics. One of our SEAs is really deeply involved in the music production club here at South High School. One of our SEAs is also an assistant coach for adapted sports.
Sometimes when there's an SEA who works really, really well with a particular student and they're sick or, they're out for whatever reason that day, and it's when they're gone, when they're not there, and then you realize, wow, they do so much, and I don't even really appreciate it sometimes until they're not there.
They build really tight relationships. So, they are, the front line of support for students. Above all else, when they're here, that they're engaged with students, that they're, creating relationships, that they're working with their collaborating teachers. Even when they're in a regular ed classroom, if they're supporting a student who maybe has a physical disability, how can they get that student started and then also help other kids in the class, like really being, making themselves an integral part of the community and a part of that classroom, not just someone who's kind of around.
My name is Harrison Easton. I'm an SEA at South High School. It's a special education assistant. When I'm in a classroom, I end up just trying to make everyone feel comfortable, and sometimes I try to do it so that other classmates don't necessarily know I'm there for the student. Usually they figure it out.
They get to the point where they can look at a student's face or their affect and know before anyone else that student's going through something, and they have the time to be able to take them aside and kind of work through a problem and then get that student back to class feeling better. And if we only had teachers, it would be really hard because in most of your classes there's only one teacher.
Some kids can do fine with less, but then you do have a certain number of kids where it would be ideal for them to have an adult sitting right next to them, helping them with their work.
Without having support staff, it's really, really challenging to be able to give students full access to the education that they deserve.
Some people are better at their job than others, and I think the ones that are the best are the ones who treat it as ultimately they're supporting the student they're assigned to, but they're going to help everyone around them. And it's nice to have like a coworker, someone to kind of, sometimes just lighten the mood a little bit, or, just talk to them in a peer to peer versus, teacher to student.
We asked a few people the same question they were asked when they were interviewed for the job: why they want to work at South High School. And here are some of their answers.
My mom was a special education teacher, so I did a lot of volunteer work when I was young in her classroom, and just kind of fell in love with students who struggle to learn, and so thought it would be a fun career.
I really like helping people. I think people need a friend or some sort of person in their life to guide them into a good route to head down.
Because of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, students with disabilities are able to attend public schools. Along with the students come SEAs. The SEAs at South High School are supportive of all students and are passionate about helping everyone.
I call myself a relationship builder, but I'm a special education assistant.